My first golf round in 7 months.
Oh,
It's been a
man,
while.
mine's like 2 years.
You haven't golfed in 2 years?
Dude, it's been a minute. Yeah. Maybe not that long. I might be over exaggerating, but
Yeah.
it's definitely over a year for sure.
It's sometimes it can be difficult because there's such a commitment. You know that you're gone for 5 or 6 hours between driving the round, depending on how backed up it is. Like
Right.
it can be tough. That's why it's taken me so long to get back out because I just like I have my day off during the week, which is kind of the only day I really would golf.
Hmm.
And whenever that day comes up, there's always something to do. It's like, oh, I should do. You got like appointments that you set up, or
Yep.
you have just. Oh, it's like I'm gonna clean the house or do errands and stuff like that. And so then I was like, you know what, got to get out. Got to start making it a point to get back out and do some things that we that we enjoy to do because I love golfing, and for half the reason I moved down here initially was to golf, and so I'm going to try to make it a point to at least get out once a month here. That's
There
kind
you
of the goal.
go. I mean, you guys got probably decent weather right now, huh? What are
Yeah,
you in, like the 60s, 70s?
yeah, 60s, mid to high 60s
Yeah.
during the middle of the day, and I mean the sun down here is always makes it seem like it's a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
It was windy as all hell today on the
Yeah.
fronts. The front nine was tough conditions, and then the wind like calmed down probably 20 miles an hour. It went
Oh,
from 30 consistently 20 to 30 miles an hour winds to maybe like 5 to 10 on the back nine.
damn. Big difference.
Yeah.
Change your whole game, change your whole approach.
Yeah. And surprisingly enough, I played better on the front nine.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny,
But
man.
how's everything going with you?
Um, Good, man. Just focusing on the business right now and getting ready to run a challenge here pretty soon and trying to trying to shape and mold it in a way that it excites me about it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of run so many of them and you're kind of just like, all right, I'm burnt out. So I'm kind of, before I launch this one, I want to gear it more towards something that excites me, that get me back to the roots and the foundation of like why I started to do this stuff in the first place. I
Yeah.
found myself almost like checking the boxes, dude, going through the motions, like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to run a challenge. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to do this and that. And like very much so from like a business standpoint. So this time around, I will do the things that are necessary to grow the business, but I want to do them my way. I want to do them in ways that I feel confident and good about, not just like because so and so tells me to do it a certain way. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I just kind of want to get back to that, and that's kind of with everything, man. With like the content stuff, it's cool. I've been a little bit more relaxed when making content, more of like you and I are just talking right now and trying to make my content like that, as if I'm talking to a friend, somebody who I'm genuinely trying to help out, and like just trying to stop overthinking stuff, man, and get back to being more natural with it. And I think it just feels more genuine. It just feels better, and that's kind of what I want to get back to.
That makes sense, dude. I mean, it's tough out there because to stand out in the industry, you gotta be like polarizing, right? It's like the
Yeah,
people who
dude.
stand
Yeah.
out. I don't even know if they believe what they say. It's like, right? It's like
Yeah.
that's in anything. It's like in health and fitness, finance. It's the people that are at a certain point, it becomes kind of crazy because you get these people that are just it's like everything's like a motivation type deal. Then you kind of almost feel like you have to mirror what these people are doing to be successful, or you have to create this out of the box like thing that nobody's ever thought about before to gain clients to your health and fitness coaching program because that's the only way that you can possibly like get somebody to stop scrolling and like watch your videos.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're playing the game, right? Now you're like invested in the game. Like, okay, well, if I got to compete in this thing and I got to stay relevant, then there's certain things like prerequisites that I got to do. And it's like, maybe I don't have to do that stuff, and I'm almost trying to prove to myself, like, maybe you don't like, and what's crazy is like, I know if I'm looking for something or some sort of product or coach or anything like that out there, I feel like I can filter through that stuff pretty quick. Like I know somebody's BS, and dude, we have that like instinct, innate feature in our DNA that just knows when there's somebody's BSing, or like they don't have to come out and say they're BSing. You just kind of sense it, you kind of just can tell. And so I'm like, it's no different than me trying to copy or emulate a particular way of doing things, and I feel extremely uncomfortable. It's going to come off like that. It's going to come off. The message might be there, right? Like the content might be there, but if I do it in a way that doesn't feel authentic to myself, I mean, people can tell that, dude. Like, and you don't even have to say it. And so that's the thing I want to get back to, is just like, dude, I've been doing this long enough where you kind of just go, fuck it, just be genuinely and authentically yourself. And it's just it's more freeing. I think I just continue, like, one thing I've been trying to remind myself anytime I make a piece of content is like, just envision just that one person that you're trying to help, and the person that I really resonate with, and just like, rock it with. And it's like what you and I talk about. It's like the version of me probably 10 years ago, like the dude that was trying to outwork everything, and took his nutrition, didn't take it seriously, and just was trying to skip steps, and was trying to get results super fast, and thought more extra workouts and double days was the answer. And like, I was like, dude, I just need to talk to him. And if I talk to him, that version of me, I know there's people out there that are failing over and over again, trying to do the same things, thinking that they know it all. Maybe a little bit of ego's involved, and they don't want to change their approach. They've been so routine driven, and they keep failing over and over and over. It's like, let me speak to that dude or girl. Like, let me speak to them.
That's good shit, dude. Well, what is, let me ask you. So you said you're changing up this next challenge. What have your previous challenges looked like, and what is your current your next challenge gonna look like?
I think previous challenge was more so like, it's hard to explain. I think it was just kind of like very by the books. I'm like, on this one now, if it doesn't include certain things that don't check the boxes from like a coach, then I'm just going to be like, dude, I don't need to do it. And one thing I'm doing right now that's a little bit more relaxed is I posted in my Facebook group saying like, hey, I'm a couple times a year, I run through my program and do my phase 2, my in-season phase, And I just said, hey, if you guys want to do it with me, or you have your variation of something, whatever you're doing, and you just want to hold each other accountable, like, boom, let's jump in a little text thread or whatever, and we can help keep each other accountable. And so just doing more like relaxed stuff like that. I think people just appreciate more, I think it's almost like it's easier for people to let their guard down, if that makes sense. And they can almost talk to you like a friend, versus like, I'm this separate person, like this separate coach who is tough to relate to because he's got it all figured out. And like, and it's hard for people to relate to that, versus just like, dude, I'm going to be going through my process as well. Although I've done it plenty of times, like I'm going to go through it. I'm going to mess up. Like, I'm going to show you guys, like, I need you guys to hold me accountable too, And so I kind of want to do that just to relate to people a little bit more. And then also, in addition to this is kind of a tangent, but in addition to our podcast, I also want to do YouTube more. I want to film more. I think I've talked to you about that too. It's like, I want to film more doing like our workouts and stuff. I want to film more like doing the day to day, show you exactly what I'm eating, maybe take you through the mind thought process of even like, especially like the limiting stuff, the stuff that I think maybe a lot of people will look at you and me and be like, oh, they don't even think that, or like they don't go through that. They got it all figured out. It's like, no, actually I don't, I may act like I do a lot of times, but no, I don't have this figured out. I don't think I'll ever have it figured out.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people, including me and you, act like we got to figure it out sometime. Or we want everybody to think, I think anybody does, right? If you want people to think that you have things figured out that maybe you don't. But yeah, I mean, it's like the day-to-day life for everybody is similar, where you have shit that comes up that throws you off course. You don't want to do your workouts. It's easy to grab, less quality foods, or to kind of start the day off in that way. And then like, just kind of make it, just kind of say, fuck it. And just like, we'll just start back tomorrow. It's so easy to convince yourself to not do things, especially when certain boxes aren't checked, right? It's like, you find yourself maybe a week not getting the best sleep, then it's really easy to not get the workout in and not eat as quality as maybe you normally do, and to like skip certain things that you usually would do throughout the week. and just kind of get stuck in that cycle for a while till you like wake up and you're like, oh shit, like I need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think I also want to just give people access to more stuff. I think I want to give people access to um, my app and like workouts and be like, here's, and I think it's a cool way of it's twofold, right? Like for me, from a business standpoint, it exposes people to see what I do behind the scenes, but then it also gives people an opportunity to see what I do. And then also it gets them doing things that are productive for them. So like if they're doing the same workouts over and over and over, and you and I have talked about that before, it's like maybe I can give them a fresh perspective or give them an actual workout that moves the needle for them, right? And from a nutritional standpoint, give them access to meal plans and things like that, stuff that actually will work, like not just BS stuff, not just like here's my guide, and it's like a free download thing, but no, actually like give them access to my app. And I haven't quite figured out how I want to do that yet. Maybe with a challenge, either it's like a low ticket paying challenge, or even I might even just do it for free and just give like people access and be like, dude, here's follow along. Here's full body workouts. You can pick anywhere from 3 to 5 days. I may do like an initial macro consult for whoever comes on and just be like, show me what you're eating right now. Here's what I suggest you should do based on your goals, and just run these for the next 8 weeks, and just do stuff like that. I haven't done that in the past. It's been very hands off. It's been like, you do your own workouts. Here's a generic, like, meal plan, or here's like a generic nutrition guide, which isn't anything wrong with that, but nothing's specialized,
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, that's cool. Like, it sounds like you're really trying to make like a bigger impact and just give more access on like all fronts, which is going to help a lot of people. And obviously in the process, like it's what everybody talks about. It's like the more you can give out for free, the more you can impact. Like then it just comes back to you, because people will try your app and they'll try your workouts and they'll be like, oh shit, this works. Like I wonder if what it would even look like, or maybe they'll try it and they'll be like, oh, I can see the progress, but it's like I can't stick to this myself, which is where a coach comes into play. But like we've talked about in the past, there's plenty of people that we've talked to on like calls, like sales calls, and they're just not the person that really needs a coach, right? It's like you're just here's the push in the right direction, and then all of a sudden you're off and running. Whereas there's certain people where it's like you can kind of tell when you're talking to them, it's like, okay, you've been trying this for 15 years, right? And you've just continually gone back to square one, or just like not been able to be consistent. That's the point where maybe somebody else needs to step in. And maybe that's not even that long of a process, right? Maybe it's just like a 6 month, 3 month like boost that you need. It's like, oh, you've been trying all of these different fad diets, and that's where you're going wrong. Like all you need to do is find something that's sustainable for you, and then boom, like the wheels start turning and you're off and running. But it is cool that you're doing that, and it's gonna really make a huge impact on a lot of people. And if you're watching this or listening to this right now, just we'll put in the notes of this one how you can reach out to Matt just on his Instagram if you're interested in getting involved in, first off, his Facebook group, which I know I've been in there, and it's tons and tons of value. Or if it's his like free things that he's giving out right now. I know I saw you're doing like a meal. You got a meal, like a high protein recipe book.
Yeah.
Like, that could be something we could link up here for anybody interested in that, because
I'll put that in the comments.
Perfect. Because that's a huge thing as well, where, I know a lot of times when it comes down to food, it's like, oh, what do I make? Or, like you just kind of get stuck eating the same things over and over again, which for people like me, it works well. I can eat the same shit every day. But for a lot of people that I've worked with as well, they're like, I got to eat differently, right? Like I have to have different things throughout the week. And that high protein guide could help anybody out there who's struggling like that. So we'll put all of that stuff in the link for this episode so that you guys can reach out to Matt. If you guys want any help, want any free guides, want even just to be a fly on the wall in his Facebook group, right? It goes a long way. So, but this is just like kind of our catch up episode, just like going through, talking about life, talking about what's going on. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We appreciate you listening and watching every week. all we ask, just if you aren't subscribed, you enjoy this, make sure you do subscribe or follow us on whatever platform you're watching and listening. And then if you think that somebody else could get benefit from it, just share it with somebody coworker, friend, family member. We appreciate you guys. Hope you have a good rest of the day, good rest of the week. We'll be talking to you soon.